These are the things that I had to explain to my doctors and to my insurance so I could get my breast reduction covered on my insurance.
I know that you drunk. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club. Yeah. Tell me what you want after this club.
Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Asia Marie. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you will not miss any more of my videos. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited. I hope I can get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is in August. So y'all, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. So as you can see from the title, I will be answering your questions about my breast reduction. If you guys missed any of my breast reduction vlogs, I do have 3 of them. I will be sure to leave a link below for every video so you guys can watch them after you watch this video. Okay, so first question. I really honestly feel like this question is rhetorical because it came from a man. But the first question is, do you know that they will grow back after you gain any weight back? So yes, I do know that. But for the ladies, if you did not know that, you do have a risk of, if you gain weight or if you have kids, that your breast can become larger. But that's, I mean, I think as women we know that. My doctor also informed me that, you know, my breast may not stay this exact size, but anything is better than what I had before. So I'm good with if they grow back later on in life. At least I'll have a few years to be on the itty bitty titty committee. So the next question is, who is your surgeon and where did you go? So my surgeon's name is Dr. V. I do not know how to pronounce his entire name, so I will put his name at the bottom of the screen. I will also leave a link below to his Instagram so you guys can check out his work. But his name, we call him Dr. V because no one knows how to pronounce his name. And I went to Memorial Plastic Surgery in Houston, Texas. Okay, so next question is, what age did you get your reduction? So at the time, I was 25 when I got my reduction. So that was last year. I'm 26 now. I'm about to be 27. Oh my God. So yes, at the time I was 25. What items did you need to buy to prepare for surgery? So really, I didn't need to buy anything. Honestly, that will depend on your doctor and what he requires from you. So as far as surgery bras, I did not have to buy a surgery bra. That was provided by my doctor, but you will need more surgery bras after surgery. But I do not recommend buying bras before surgery because you don't know what size your breasts are going to be. You don't know how swollen you're going to be. So I would wait until maybe a week after your surgery and you go to your post-op appointment or your post-op checkup, and then your doctor will kind of let you know what size bra you need and things like that. I did get my bras from Amazon. I'll leave a link below on the exact bras that I bought. I actually have one on right now. Also, Walmart sells really good surgery bras, but it depends on your doctor because some doctors require the really tough push-up surgery bras. My doctor just required a very soft cotton sports bra, so it all depends on your doctor. Also, in my case, I do recommend you guys buying a seat belt pillow. I will also leave a link below. I got mine from Amazon, you know, but I found that having a seatbelt pillow was very comfortable. First of all, driving in a car after breast reduction surgery with all the bouncing and the seat belt going across your chest, very uncomfortable. So I would honestly, I still use my seatbelt pillow because it's so comfortable. So I do recommend a seatbelt pillow. Some other things you may need is some type of scar cream, or I use bio oil. I know Shea Butter has a good scar cream because you will have, you know, scarring under your breast and, you know, around your nipples because they did literally cut your nipple off and put it back on. So, you know, eventually once your scars heal, you may want to start lightening your scars. So any type of scar cream is good to have on hand. Some gauze pads just in case you do leak a lot. I did not leak a lot. I know some women have to have drains. I didn't, thank God. But if you do, I would suggest getting gauze pads. I did, if you guys did not watch my last video, Dr. V likes to use paper tape to hold your incisions together so they can heal really tight and you won't have such a large scar. So he did recommend the paper tape. If you guys did not watch that video, I will leave a link below so you know exactly what video I'm talking about, and you'll see him talk about it in that video. Also some type of Neosporin or you know, some type of cream that'll help with pain and infections. But honestly, listen to your doctor. These are things that I had, but listen to what your doctor recommends. So you need dresses. You don't want to wear anything tight. You know, just dresses, loose shirts. Button-up shirts are really good. I mean, button-down shirts or dresses are really good. Because it's really hard for you to lift your arms once you get a breast reduction at the time. So you know, something that buttons is really good. And spray deodorant, y'all. So you are not able to lift your arm and put on deodorant. So I happen to have a Dove spray deodorant. I'll also leave a link below so you guys can know what I'm talking about. But having a spray deodorant where I can just lift my arms a little bit and spray it was sensational. So that's a good little tip. So yeah, that's really all I needed personally. But like I said, listen to what your doctor recommends for you to have, because every doctor is different. So why did you want to get a breast reduction? So I mean, obviously because my breasts were huge. So personally, I have been having large breasts, I would say, since the age of maybe 13 or 14 is when my breasts started growing in. They became, I think they went from a B straight to a D, I think by 15, 16. Since then, my breasts were double D's, very heavy. You know, I did tell you guys a little bit about my weight gain when I was on the depot shot birth control. So that made me gain a lot of weight very, very fast. So with gaining weight, my breasts got bigger. Also with genetics, my breasts were very saggy. They were very wide. I mean, like, if I can find an old picture, like, my breasts were so wide, they were flat. My nipples, were my areolas, were huge, and they were also pointing towards the ground. And to say I don't have any kids, you know, my breasts should not have been that large and saggy, and you know, it was hard for me to work out. It was, now guys, with me saying all of these things, these are the things that I had to explain to my doctors and to my insurance so I could get my breast reduction covered on my insurance. So keep watching and I will tell you guys how I got my breast reduction covered on insurance. So yeah, it was hard for me to work out after a while. I couldn't run, I couldn't jump. You know, my back was hurting. It just was so much, and I felt like I was too young to be dealing with large breasts. And then on top of that, they just didn't look appealing. Like, they just didn't look good. I wasn't confident with my breasts. You know, it was hard for me to wear bathing suits and cute little tops, and I'm into fashion. I'm a fashion designer, so me not being able to wear certain clothes, or I have to custom make certain tops because my breasts were so big, or I have to wear certain bras that don't go with a certain top. It just was so much, and like I said, felt like I was too young to be dealing with big breasts. So, you know, I decided to go to my doctor and see if I can do something about it, and that's just pretty much how it happened. So yeah, I mean, on top of that, they didn't look good. They were uncomfortable. Like, you know, it's not like I just wanted my breasts done because I wanted new breasts. Like, they really were a handful. Okay, so next question is, how did you find your doctor? So actually, I didn't even look for any doctors. Actually, I went to my primary care physician to see what I can do about my breast reduction, and she heard about another doctor at Memorial Plastic Surgery, but at the time he wasn't doing any breast reductions. He was only doing like BBLs and lipo and stuff like that. So Memorial Plastic Surgery referred me to the next best doctor, which was Dr. V. And so I saw his work, and that was it. So I never did any research on breast reduction doctors. So yeah, actually my primary care physician referred me to him, so she did her thing with that one. How was recovery? So recovery was fairly easy. I was not in that much pain. It was just a little uncomfortable. I did talk about this a little bit in my last breast reduction video, but I didn't have any issues. I wasn't in any pain. I was taking extra strength Tylenol, so it was not that bad. I can feel like when my nipples would get hard, I can feel, it feels like it's stretching your skin, because you have to think your nipples was literally cut off, removed, and then sewed back onto your breast. So when they would get hard, it would like pull the stitch, you know, like it would pull the, I don't know. And so that tightness would just feel uncomfortable, but it's not painful. It's just like awkward. It's weird. Like, you know, it feels like it shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. The only other like uncomfortable thing is my nerves would sometimes just pulsate throughout the day. I guess that's just my nerves trying to reattach itself to my skin. So it's not painful, it's just weird or uncomfortable. Like, next question is, what size are you? So honestly, I still have no idea what size I am, and that's only because Dr. V does not work with cup sizes. So for example, if I said, hey, I want to be a C, he don't know what I'm talking about, because he works with cc's. So he only works with how many cc's he takes out. I do not know how many cc's he took out. I haven't requested my records as of yet, but if I had to guess, I would say that I'm a girl. I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. So I recently went to Victoria's Secret and they did measure me. So I am a comfortable 40C. I could have honestly done a 38C, but if you did watch my vlogs, you know that I do have stitches on my sides and I don't like my bra to be too tight on my side. So a good 40C cup. I think before I was like a double D. And the thing about my breasts before, they weren't necessarily huge, but they hang. So it wasn't so much meat, it was extra skin and it was extra surface area. So really, my biggest thing with my old breasts was I needed a lift. You know, I didn't have that much tissue. So yeah, I don't wear bras. I still wear like my surgery bras or sports bras, bralettes, or anything soft or nothing at all. So I don't wear bras, but I'm thinking about going to Victoria's Secret because I know they do measure you. So I may go to Victoria's Secret and let them remeasure me and see what size I am. Okay, so next question is, how are your breasts now? So my twins are 1 year old. So I would say now I can't really, well, I'm not gonna say I can't. I choose not to run on the treadmill or do like jumping jacks because it still feels a little weird. Like, it doesn't hurt, it's not painful, but I don't like the feeling of my breasts when I'm bouncing. Like when they just bounce on their own, I don't like how that feels. I can kind of feel my stitches, I can still feel my muscles. So if I can avoid any type of running, jumping, anything, I still do it. My breasts are fine, but I just don't like that feeling. I still have the feeling of like my nerves pulsating at random times. My nipples still get hard and I feel that stretching just a little bit. Every night after I get out of the shower, I put on some type of bio oil or something to help lighten my scars. Now Dr. V, his scarring is amazing. His scars are really, really tight. So they're hardly even noticeable, but I still like to, you know, every night try to put on some type of oil. I do put like a vitamin E oil or something really light on my nipples because they do get dry. But yeah, 1 year, I mean, they're still really perky. I love the way they sit up. They haven't dropped, which is a good thing. I don't want my breasts to drop or to hang like they were before. So I mean, at 1 year, I say I'm perfectly fine. No complications, no pain. You know, I haven't had any bleeding, any scars, or you know, my breasts aren't changing colors. I know some people, like, they get infections and their breasts turn black and stuff. I don't have any issues, like none whatsoever. My recovery was great. Yeah, at 1 year, guys, I am just so happy with my results. So okay, so last and final question, and the reason why you guys are here, is how I got my breast reduction covered on my insurance. So like I said in my first breast reduction video, is when you turn 26, if you are on your parents' insurance, you will be kicked off and you have to get your own insurance. So with that being said, I was 25 at the time. This was 2 months before my birthday. I decided to go to my primary care physician to see if she can do something about my breasts. So I first went to my primary care. I had an appointment with her and I told her, hey, you know, my breasts feel really huge. They're uncomfortable, they're painful. I want to get a reduction. Is there anything I can do? So, you know, she took an exam of me. She, you know, looked at me. She noticed that my breasts were huge for my body, for my weight and my height. She noticed my shoulders had really big indentions from my bras weighing down on me. She noticed, I mean, she asked what size bra do I wear. You know, she asked if I have any back pain. She asked if I have to take any medications. I told her yes, I have to take, you know, extra strength Tylenol or ibuprofen. She asked me how often. You know, she just was asking me questions, you know, to get to the root of what's going on with my breasts and if they're really a nuisance to me. So, you know, she was taking notes, and so she did say, you know, your breasts are really large. She knows I don't have any kids. She's my doctor. So, you know, the fact that she knows that I'm 25 years old, I have no kids, you know, at the time I'm not on birth control, and my breasts are this big, you know, it was a problem. So she actually referred me to Dr. V at Memorial Plastic Surgery. So with my primary care physician, she took all that information and she sent that over to Dr. V's office as well as my insurance once I applied. So my next steps were to set a consultation with Memorial Plastic Surgery. So once I went to Memorial Plastic Surgery, I met with Dr. V and his assistant. So his assistant first comes in and she asked me a lot of the same questions. Can I do any activities like running or jumping, you know, things like that? I told her I can, but it's very hard. She asked, do I have any kids? No. She asked my age, 25. She asked, am I on birth control? I told her no. At the time I was not, but I was a few months prior, before I quit my birth control. She asked questions like, do you have to wear multiple bras? I told her yes. I told her I had to wear one bra with underwire, and then I had to wear a sports bra on top. Oh, she asked, do I have to wear a larger size top compared to my bottoms? I told her yes. She asked, so what size was my top? I told her I would have to wear an extra large top or a 1X, and then she asked how big are my pants or shorts or whatever I'm wearing. So I told her my pants would either be a large or a medium. She asked, do I have any neck pain, back pain, Pain in my feet, I told her yes. She asked, do I have to take any type of medications for my pain? I told her yes. She asked what? I told her extra strength Tylenol or ibuprofen. So you guys can get the idea of what they're asking. So they have to ask these questions so your insurance can understand that this is not a cosmetic surgery, that this is something that you need. Your breasts are a nuisance to you, they're a problem, they're painful, whatever, and you need to get this done. So when you guys are answering these questions, you have to keep in mind, I'm not telling you to lie, but I'm telling you to be sure that you exaggerate. You know, let's say you don't take extra strength Tylenol every day. Just tell them that you do, you know, because they need to be sure that you don't want to get new breasts because you just don't like the way your breasts look. You see what I'm saying? But you cannot get over on your insurance because they still have to take pictures of you. You have multiple doctors that have to look over, you know, your breasts. So it's not like you can just go with perfect breasts. You just want a reduction and then think you can lie about it. No, they're going to see them. But when you are answering questions, this is like the biggest moment to just exaggerate, you know. So she asked, you know, about my sleeping positions, like can I sleep on my stomach, can I sleep on my sides? I told her no, I can't sleep on my stomach because my breasts are so large, I feel like I'm suffocating. And you know, I can't sleep on my side because my breasts would hang to the side, which is the truth. Like, have y'all ever seen on Big Mama's house when she got up and like her titties was still over here? Like, that's how my titties used to be, like, for real. But once we finished answering those questions, Dr. V came in. So, you know, I had to undress from the waist up, and Dr. V came and took a look at me. He also noticed the big indentions in my shoulders. He noticed, you know, how wide my breasts were, how they sat out so far, you know, past my body. He noticed how big my areolas were. He noticed that my breasts were, my nipples were pointing downwards when they should be pointing forward. He noticed that I had like a hump in my back from, you know, the heaviness of my breast. So, you know, he just took a look at me. He noticed a lot of things. He asked me if I had kids. Same question. You know, no, I don't have kids. That was a shock to him because, you know, those type of breasts usually come after you've had kids. So he took a look at me. He thought I was a great candidate, but it's not up to him per se. It's always up to your insurance. So once Dr. V checked me out, she took notes of, you know, what he said as well. After that, I had to go take pictures. So they took pictures from the front, from the left side, and then the right side. And after that, they sent all of that information in to my insurance, and maybe 2 weeks later I got a letter saying that they were going to cover my breast reduction. So my breast reduction was about $25,000 and my insurance covered all of it. The only thing they didn't cover was the anesthesia, and that was only because at Memorial Plastic Surgery's office, they do not perform the surgeries on their floor. You have to go to another floor where they do your surgery, and they have their own anesthesiologist. So you have to pay for your anesthesia separately. So my anesthesia was about $2,000 or $3,000, so that's better than 25. So I did have to pay for my anesthesia, but that was it. So just a key tip, like I said, when you are talking to any of your doctors, just, guys, exaggerate. Like, it hurts, you know. Let them know this is painful, it's hurting me, my breasts are heavy, they feel like they're stretching, you know, my feet hurt because I feel top heavy, my back and my shoulder, like, you know what I'm saying. Y'all get it. Just exaggerate. But you know, it's always going to be up to your insurance. I mean, maybe your insurance, they're strict, maybe they don't want to give you no money, I don't know. But y'all, my insurance, they showed out. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe because I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping that I can get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is in August. So if any of you ladies recently had a breast reduction, I want to say congratulations. Welcome to the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. And if there are any ladies who are on their way to get their new boobs, then I want to say have a speedy recovery. And I want to also say congratulations to you because this is a big deal. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.